Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I'm standing outside my office, and my office is located inside a 68,000 square foot building that I also own, along with this parking lot too. So we have some exciting news with the building, parking lot, some ways I've saved money over the years. It may or may not have been the right way to do things that I'll talk about in this video. It's been a great building, probably my best investment ever. I wish I had many more of them, but it's not easy finding, buying, or even taking care of a building like this, that's for sure. We'll talk about some of that. So love the likes, love the comments, love the shares, keep those coming. And love seeing new subscribers as well. I've owned this building for over 5 years now. I paid $2.1 million for it when I bought it. It did not look anything like this. We redid the exterior of it. The space right over there is a dance studio that was vacant before. My office was vacant when I bought it. There's another office over there where that garage is, which is the garage that I use now. I'll show you. And there's been a whole lot of changes. We've added lots of income, and we have a grocery store in here whose lease completely changed as well, which adds value to the property. So the property is probably worth $5 to $6 million now. We refinanced it a couple of years ago, and at that point I think it appraised for $4 million if I remember right, but leases have increased and a lot of things have changed in the market since then too. So the most exciting thing, and thing that a lot of people have said I've needed to do for a while now, is we are resurfacing, repairing the lot. So the lot has not been amazing since I've had it. It's been getting worse and worse, and the lines are barely viewable now. And this was a really rough winter. It caused lots of damage too. Just snow and ice, freezing, thawing causes lots of damage to lots. And so it's pretty rough right now, especially in front of the restaurant. On the other side of the building, I'll show you here. So here's the restaurant, El Cielo, which is very good. And we put on new stucco and fixed some things there, but you can see the gigantic potholes here. And you can also see that was redone before in the past, before we bought it, where they had repaved that whole spot, and it just keeps happening. And the grocery store is right there, and then we're gonna redo their lot as well. And they pay for all the repairs on their property directly. So like if their HVAC goes out, they actually order it, pay for it, do all that directly on their side of the stuff. And so for the parking lot, we'll order that, have it done, and then they'll just pay us directly. So it's even more than a triple net lease. And I'll talk about that a little bit more here too. So it's time to do that. In 2 weeks it will be done, over 3 days, kind of in different sections, because the grocery store is doing their lot as well. So of course we'll show the property after that is done too. The cost for our side, I think, is $15,000 in that range. The grocery store side is about $12,000, so their lot is actually smaller than ours. And the grocery store actually pays for all of their costs directly. So all the building except for the grocery store is on triple net, which means the tenants pay rent, their share of the utilities, and triple net costs, which pay for taxes, insurance, maintenance, things like that. The grocery store just pays for everything directly without triple net. So if their HVAC goes down or something, the roof is leaking, they actually order the repairs, do them, take care of it, and sometimes we don't even know about it. They're supposed to tell us, but they're a really good tenant, and we've never had any issues with them. So the parking lot's being done. That's pretty cool. I did get a new fish tank. I think I showed that before. I've always had saltwater tanks when I was younger, and it's been a while, but I thought it was time to get a new one. We just got a new Hawaiian bird wrasse, which is a super cool fish. The rest kind of came with the tank. I just bought it off Facebook. All put together and ready to go, because it's so much easier than trying to build one from scratch. And I've got a porcupine puffer coming here soon, so that will be cool too. But we had another bid for the parking lot last year, and it came in at $50,000 even. And whenever I get a bid like that, I'm super skeptical, especially a round number like 50,000. I'm thinking, you guys didn't even try, they didn't break it down. But this latest bid was from a recommendation from someone we know, and broke down all the sealing it, repairing lines, all that, and it was much cheaper, much more in depth. And so we'll see how all that looks. And then this is my garage. This was a labor office before. Their lease was up. They moved out. We were able to add part of their office over there to the dance studio. The dance studio expanded. I had a golf simulator back there at one point. Then we moved the golf simulator into here. Then eventually I moved my cars into here because I ran out of car space. Then I moved my lifts over here from my house so I could get more space, and that has worked out pretty well. I do have a box of liquor there, which is a funny story about the bar, which we'll be talking about here shortly, hopefully. More news on that. And but yeah, it's been really cool owning a building, having a building like this, but challenging too, figuring out parking lot situation, triple net situation, things like that. The triple net is supposed to cover all of the costs, but we can only raise it so much per year, per the leases, and then we don't want to, raise it too much and, put stress on the tenants either, make them angry. I don't think that's fair. But the costs are also increasing because we had to put a new rooftop unit above the dance studio last year as well, which was very expensive. And then our taxes are going up, of course, like they are for almost everybody in Colorado. On this building, I think we were paying $70,000 a year in taxes, and that'll be over $80,000 next year. So those will go up, and just quite a bit of stuff. So this is the other thing I want to show you, is one way we have saved money over time, because honestly it's another triple net cost that we haven't done, and it really only impacts me and not very much, so we haven't spent the money on it. And that is, we have a second story, as you can see, on the back of the building, and this has a very, very old roof. Knew it when I bought it, but it's a really good deal on the property, so we didn't do anything about it. And since I've had it, we've had issues with the roof. Here's where the golf simulator was moved to, and this actually works pretty well, as long as you swing between the sprinkler system pipes. That's always recommended. But when I bought it, the roof was leaking here, and we had a couple of roofers come over, did repairs. It never really seemed to work. It just kept leaking. And eventually we had one of our contractors just use was like Henry's Roof Repair or something. And it actually worked for like a year. We had no leaks for a year. Everything was good. And then slowly the leaks started moving this direction. So we've kind of had to repatch parts of the roof where it's leaking, and then the leaks find a new spot. The water finds a new spot to leak, and it's been an ongoing process. But we had 3 inches of rain the last couple of days, which is crazy for our area in Colorado. Denver was breaking records for how much rain we had. And so it's been a process, but the buckets are so much cheaper than a $60,000 roof. I'm okay with it. It's just our second story. It hasn't been leaking down into my office or anything, and it's just my office, it's not other tenants, so I'm okay with dealing with buckets and emptying them and just, moving forward with that process. At some point, maybe we'll do the roof, maybe not, but I always hesitate to do the roof because over here, on that side of the building where the grocery store is, dance studio, restaurant, and just a little tiny part of my office, there's only one story, right? Where the garage was, we're just in, that's just a one story. That has a newer membrane roof that's maybe 20 years old, and they're supposed to last for a very, very, very long time. And it leaks too. The restaurant, El Cielo, great restaurant, was just calling me yesterday saying they have multiple leaks, and we've patched their roof a bunch of times, and even with brand new commercial roofs, you'll have leaks, so it makes me hesitate to want to replace this one, even though these are all new leaks. It never used to leak here before. It makes me hesitate to want to spend all that money to fix this roof just to have it leak as well. Because you have a flat membrane, there's rooftop units for HVAC, there might be screws or nails that people step on, people just aren't careful who are maintaining those, taking care of stuff, there's people on the roof, so that's just one way I've saved money. Maybe it's not the best way, but it's worked out so far with this building. And yeah, it's just a mixture of trying to, be fair to the tenants, keep their costs down, but still keep it nice, keep it functioning right. And that's why we're doing the parking lot, which I think is much more important to the tenants than fixing my roof over here. And yes, the property has increased in value significantly, but you don't really see that increase in value unless you refinance or sell the property, which we're not planning to do here for anytime soon. Although Colorado's getting crazy, so who knows? But that's the update. We will show the parking lot once it's done, of course, here in a couple of weeks. It should be so nice and so pretty. Hopefully it doesn't inconvenience people too much, and then people can know where to park too, because that is an issue as well. The dance studio will fill the lot up many nights because they have lots of people and kids over there, and then people don't really know where to park, and they park in spots that aren't supposed to be parking spots, and they block the way out, and it can be kind of a mess. So that hopefully will fix that situation as well too. All right, thanks for watching. Be back with many more videos on our flips, rentals, businesses, things like that, and maybe more on this building too. Hopefully we don't get any more crazy storms and the whole roof caves in or anything like that. I shouldn't say that because you never know what could happen on my channel. All right, be back soon.